Okay, guys, we'll get started tonight. Try to get your attention. Welcome to our first Tuesday Saturday. This year, as you know, they're only 2 hours long instead of 3, so we don't nod off the last hour like last year. It did get kind of long that last hour. I don't know about you guys, but I was pretty pooped towards the end there. So we're doing just 2 hours this year, and again, we'll kind of see how things go. We changed it. I think it was last year or the year before, starting right after school. Is that still a good time consensus to start right after school like that and finish? Okay, I see lots of heads. We try to accommodate as best we can to meet your needs and the times that works for you. So if something doesn't quite work, let us know. As you see, Nancy, oh great, is videotaping me, and so we're doing a lot more of that this year too. How many of you watched the kid blog video? I did. Good, great. I've heard many folks take a look at that, which is awesome. And that is something you can do tonight as well. Unfortunately, if you watch it during this session, you can't like double dip, meaning you can't, get an hour credit while you're sitting in here an hour. I know some of you are thinking about it, aren't you? But certainly, if you want to spend tonight too working on setting up your own classroom kid blog, we'll be more than happy to help you do that and get that started. I also wanted to point out an answer or do a couple of Q&As about the portals and Gradebook or anything like that. And then just any little sharing of technology that you're trying or have tried or want to try, and kind of how things are going. Sort of like a sharing time too, because we learn so much from each other. It's great. So first I'll set it up with, and by the way too, if you have to cut out early, let me know and I'll change your time. But I think for right now I've put in 2 for everybody except for anyone that's told me that they're not going to be here. Just as a reminder, if you're at home or at school or whatever and you don't have that shortcut to get to the portal or tell parents and students and all of that, remember it's located 3 places on the Kemper website. Right here under quick links is one, the PlusPortal. Underneath parent tab, it's located there, and also underneath the student tab as well. So there's 3 places where you can find it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and hop in there too. I'll hop in if I need to, but questions, comments, things about Gradebook, portal, anything that you have questions about. And Jean, you said that there's a couple places. You said you have to click a lot to get to your Gradebook, right?
I did.
Okay. So when you go to your portal, are you clicking on Gradebook at the top then?
I've done it all different ways.
All different ways.
And either, no matter what I do, somehow it keeps defaulting to my homeroom.
Even if you click on one of your classes and go into the Gradebook that way?
Well, maybe I didn't click on the class. Maybe it's sitting there with the class square and I click on Gradebook.
Right.
Should I click on the class first?
You can hide your homeroom.
When you have all your pods sitting there, if you click on Gradebook on one of those right there, it should take you to that class. It doesn't for you. Okay.
It always takes me.
Are you using Chrome always, Jean?
Whatever people set it up for me. I had somebody set it up so it's an icon on my computer.
All right, let me just check that too.
So I just was wondering something that I could get there faster because I'm constantly doing 4 or 5
Is anybody else
steps.
experiencing that? Mary, what do you do? Mary Tues, did you say that you click on
I hid my homeroom so it never shows up. That helps.
the portal or in the Gradebook?
In the Gradebook.
Yeah. In the Gradebook you can hide homeroom or whatever, yeah. And they are going to make it so that you can hide like your second semester things. In the portal, it's coming, okay? They're not done with that yet. Some more things too, just to mention, when you're in a Gradebook, in fact, I'm gonna hop into someone's Gradebook here if you don't mind. And no, I can't get in that way. Let's see, how do I want to do that? I know what I'm going to do. I'll log out and log in as a teacher here. Okay, I'll log in as Jenna here. I've been using her as a Gradebook a little bit. So Jean, when you click Gradebook, like right here, like see here, this is math. It should take you right to your math Gradebook. Let's see if it does that. Yeah, it does. See how that's blue? So maybe go that route. Maybe that might help you. And check that out and just make sure. Will you send an email if you try that tomorrow?
Now,
But
say that
still,
again. What should I do?
when you're in the portal,
Well, I know I've tried that, clicking on Gradebook.
right there,
before.
try it again tomorrow. And
I
if
will.
it doesn't work, let me know. Or tonight even. You can try it tonight too. A couple of things, as I said, right in here, they're going to make it so that you can hide things, especially for the high school. They can hide their second semester classes that's coming up. Some things in the Gradebook I wanted to share with you. You can reorder these now at the top. You can view them however you want to. Where you go under view and Gradebooks, you can put them which ones you want to show up and which ones you want to hide. Also, if you right click on a score, okay, and you say enter annotations, this is really handy and helpful. There are several to choose from, and this is a message for you and the students and the parents. Let's say you have a student that has incomplete work because they were absent or whatever. You can click on this code and it puts it right next to the score, so you know and the parents know and the kid knows why there isn't a grade there, or maybe why it's a low grade. And so that's a really nice thing. Also, if there's an annotation there that you don't see, you can let me know and we can add those.
User defined, you can put in your own too. I've done that.
Mary?
Oh, you've put your own in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We probably want to have it go through ours so that we all have the same
didn't
kind of
know.
comments. I didn't know that that was there. User defined. Okay. Because, you know, that way it can be for other folks too. That sort of like the comments we used to do too. That way they're all uniform. That'd be good.
Mary, would you go over that one more time, how we get to that?
Yes, ma'am.
annotation thing?
When you right click on any score, Jean,
Okay.
Or
enter.
an empty box too, yeah.
Enter annotations, or an empty box too. Any of these boxes down here.
But if we right click on that grade, then it would give them a note just for that grade.
Right.
Because I wanted to do one for, you have one on there that says something like, they've revised their paper so it's kind of grade, or something like that.
I'm sure we'll kind of have to look at those. The other thing I want you to make note of too, if you right click on a student's name, you can go private memo. Now this is more of a memo for yourself. Maybe this student's going to be gone on vacation next week or whatever. But you can put a private memo here, and that's for you. That's a little message for you about that student too.
And where will that show up?
That shows up like a little caret or number by their name. It lets you know that there's something there by their name. Okay. Also, don't forget under settings, this top right hand corner is settings. That has a lot of tweaks in there too. It allows for possible, you see the first one, enter score exceeds maximum possible points. So if you're going to give extra credit or things like that, you can put more points in than what the maximum points are. You can also enter key moves focus down or to the right, so you can set it so like when you hit the enter key, where does it go? Does it go to the right or does it go down? And then decimal points there, you can choose if you want to put decimal points in. And then the font for the dropped students too. If you have kids in there that were withdrawn, I'll show you where that is too. If they accidentally start showing up, I'll show you what happens. Also, you can have new columns be added to the right or left of where you're working. And then your startup screen could be like here you can say a specific gradebook. So like if you always want to have your first period gradebook show up, you can choose what specific gradebook you want to come up when you pull up your gradebook too. So maybe that's a place where you want it to be. This one is just set to last use, should come up. So those are some options under settings as well. Any other questions or thought about gradebooks or portals? One thing I want to tell you about the portal too. When there is a student logged in and they have scores and they have grades. Have you seen that yet on student side, parent side? I'll show you that. Here we go. I'll go in as a parent here. Here's Miss Elizabeth Trent. I'm sure she won't mind. She's got pretty good grades right now. Right now. All right, so if I go under more here for Elizabeth, more should be showing up too. Okay, and I go under, see right here where it says grades and scores. Do you see that? I was under the assumption that over here, these are the scores. Do you see that? Where there's just her percentages? And I thought a letter grade percentage was still coming. Or letter grade associated with that was still coming. And I thought that would be under grades. It's not. I talked to the company. The grades, and I can actually hide this too. I want to get consensus. But grades is when first quarter happens. That's where that's going to show up. Their first quarter grade, their second quarter grade, their third quarter grade, their fourth quarter grade. I have asked if they could put a letter grade right here on the progress. Because
instead of percentage or
both.
with
I said
it?
in
Okay.
addition to, because like I said, you know, I forwarded on some comments that some parents had said too, or maybe you guys had some stuff too, but if parents don't have the, you know, ingrained in their grading scale in their mind, they're not going to know what a, you know, well, she's got a 94. That's a good one. Okay, 85.5. Is that a C plus, B minus?
I know, yeah.
So that's why I asked, you know, because there is no grading scale on this front page either for them to refer to.
Mary, and that is her average right now, so that's combined whatever teachers have put in, so that's the overall.
Yes.
Right.
This is her overall score for language arts right now. Yep. I think I might have to give her teacher some chocolate maybe. Up that a little bit.
No, that'd be out of glass. I would take the chocolate though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have kids go on there and check their grade every week as part of their weekly work contract, and they have to go on there and check it. And they've had questions where other teachers are putting in points. So they have points. And so they have 14 points. What does that mean?
And
You know,
this-
and for
this
them-
progress part there?
Well, they found it there. I don't know if they were looking more at recent scores, but it still tells
Probably.
them.
Yeah.
Okay, what is that? Is it
Yeah.
14 out of 15? Is it 14 out of
Right.
20? They don't know.
My
so that
guess
was,
that's under recent scores probably.
but they're still confused by what
Yeah.
that means.
And if they go into their classes more, like if I click on classes and I go into language arts here, we'll just pick on her class. Her more recent scores should be in there. Maybe, no, I'm sorry, I have to go under scores. I'm sorry. Then go into language arts. Okay, now do you see there, then these are,
So it has possible points.
It
so that's
does.
where they need to go.
yeah,
Okay.
that's where they need to go to look a little bit closer, yeah.
So I think it was like PE or health or somebody, they're just giving points and they were, the sixth graders
Yeah, what does
were
this
really
mean?
confused.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know.
Any other questions about the portal? Yeah.
What about comment codes? Where do those go? And what are they?
There are some in the gradebook again. Do you remember, Nancy?
They're hidden.
Yeah, they are. They're hidden.
Show all. No, down at the bottom. Put an unhide and all pane columns.
There it is. They're hidden right now. So it's under unhide, under view and unhide. selected pane columns. So here you can choose C1 and C2. I'm going to click one of those and just see, because I have not had a chance to look at that yet.
I just know we're gonna have to do it.
If I right click in there, enter comment, there they are. Just like the annotations.
Do we have to do 2 comments and just go with that?
I have not heard what administration wants to do with that. I would assume so for the quarter grades. Now let me tell you about midterms too, those that give midterm grades. And what I do in here doesn't affect her grade book, so it's all right. Midterms, we are going to, we're not sending out midterms because grades are updated automatically, okay? What we are gonna do though, we're having conversation with administration, is that we're gonna send out a school reach, Penny or Tad or Earl will send out a school reach, letting parents know that, hey, it's midterm time, go in and check the portal. And oh, by the way, if you haven't activated your portal account, please do so. We have a list, and it's a short list, of the parents 5 through 12 that do not have an email address for us. It's a very short list. Ann Smits is actually going to call them and say, do you happen to have one that we could use? Because those that do not, we will print those midterms, and it should be a very short list. We're hoping to really dwindle it down. But for us to do that, we actually have to pull those grades from those classes for those kids. So we will notify you if we're actually pulling your grades. You understand? Because it's not, we need to let you know in case, you're not done entering or whatever. So, but we're going to see how that kind of plays out a little bit. We'll know more as the week goes on. I think too that as far as the comments or annotations, any of those things, again, any information that you can give parents about how their kids are doing, they appreciate that. So having those things in, you can, I would say the comments, probably save those to the quarter, or if you want, if there's something, midterm time here that you have a comment that you think needs to be attached to a student, by all means, put it in, or annotations and those things too. Okay? Other questions?
It seems like you can't see the whole class by itself. Is that just the way it's going to be? Or like when you're putting on grades? You have to keep scrolling up and scrolling down in order to put on grades. You can adjust by hitting name and get rid of all of that top stuff. Like if you click on name over there to the left, okay, that brings you up with some more space. There's more space. But you never can see your whole class in order to put grades on. That's just the way it's going to be.
My guess too is that you might want to you could possibly use the quick enter right here.
Okay.
And what that is, once you click that, now if I type in the M, do you see how it goes right to her name? It's not exactly a fix, but it would be maybe something to work around. Okay. Other questions? Yes.
Mary, could you mention again, you stated that if you're grading papers and your papers are not in alphabetical order, where do you click on or put the initials in of a particular student so it can take you to that particular spot?
Right here where it says QE, that's quick entry.
Okay.
Quick entry. And then you click that and you type in just a number, just a letter. Like if I want, oops, I gotta click this again. And then, oops, I'm gonna click, hold on here. If I can click a J, for instance, and it goes right to that person's name. Okay? Other thoughts? Have you heard from parents about the portal yet? Any input back yet? No? Okay. I did get one 5th grade class on today. It was a little tough, but we got them on.
That'd be my class, right?
Yeah, it took the whole 30 minutes, baby, but we got them on.
They're really good listeners, aren't they?
Yeah. It was, well, and it's not easy because sometimes it takes their password when they change it, sometimes it doesn't, so It was fine when we got them. So I will be working the rest of the 5th grade this week. I have time scheduled that I'll get the rest of those guys on.
Do we have a master list for kids who've forgotten their password?
We have a master list of kids who've forgotten their password.
Yeah.
Do we have a master list of passwords?
Yeah.
Lynette does. And
I
I
do.
think Nancy said that she,
You can get on there anyway.
I don't have a master list for the grade
I
book,
do.
but I do for logons.
I can see.
But
but under
As
logons,
long
they
as
should
they should be the same.
Shame.
be the same.
If not,
And Ann will
I
have a
do-
copy
I can
also.
see what theirs is. I can also reset it.
Okay.
I can also
Oh.
send it back out to their email too.
Okay.
I know we have several over at St. Lawrence that are still.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna
Yeah.
do, send me those kids again. I'm gonna activate them. I'm gonna give them a password and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And then once they get on, then they can change their
I think
password
we have
again.
one left that is having issues, but there's new people that pop up every day.
Yeah, I had.
I have
That's
one that
ridiculous.
she's still, you've reset it. It's you. She still can't
I know.
do anything.
I'm gonna set hers. I know you've already done that too. I've
Double
done
check when you do that, double check Jared's because they still flip flop. When one's on, the other can't be on.
Yeah. And I'll send that to the company again too. And it's Erica and Jared Tegas, right?